our first contributor. This was a really, really great story, and we had a lot of fun editing it, and just kind of getting a really nice slice of life, especially from Kensington. So everybody, Mr. Mark Mena.
All right, I'd like to thank the Head and the Hand. I'm pretty excited about what they're doing, and just happy to be a small part of it. So, the story I wrote for them is called I Am the Village, which is named after a Marc Chagall painting. And it's dedicated to my friend Vietnam Mike, gone but not forgotten. So, here it goes. Print's a little smaller, so I'm going to put these on. I Am the Village. Isaiah went with his mom to the welfare office. They'd been there for over 2 hours, and he and his little brother were getting bored, so they began throwing popcorn at each other. Isaiah chomped at the air in an attempt to eat whatever flew his way, but Simon swatted his hands to deflect. More than one kernel ricocheted in the direction of a bearded gray man with a cane and a vicious-looking scar across his neck. As a block shot bounced off the beanie that proclaimed Vietnam vet, the senior citizen scowled at the boys and began to lift his cane. His retaliation was interrupted. "Sir, you're in the wrong line. Just fill this card out and wait over there," said the clerk to the old man. The man abruptly turned away from the kids and shifted his glare toward the speaker. "What? I've been waiting here for 4 hours. You need to turn my card back on," he said to the lady behind the counter. "I'm sorry, sir, but you need to be in that line over there. Your card hasn't worked in a month. How did you eat?" she asked. "I ate at the mission," he growled through his teeth. The part he left out was that he hadn't needed the card because his girlfriend had been feeding him. Then her son had moved back in with her, and the guys just couldn't seem to get along. She eventually chose her boy over the man, so he grabbed his things and decided to camp out with some of the fellas under the bridge for a few nights. When he stopped at a Spanish bodega to pick up some supplies, his card wouldn't work. It took him a few days before he'd get a ride to where he was now. "We're sorry for the inconvenience," she said calmly as she handed back the card. Isaiah saw the man's neck bulge as he smacked his contorted forehead with a withered hand. "Sorry for the inconvenience?" He couldn't handle the purgatory. He reached across the counter and yanked at the young woman's lapel. "Sorry for the..." The place immediately erupted with protest, and despite his furious assault, onlookers were able to pull the man off the woman. He flailed his cane above his head, and an obese security guard ushered him out of the line and toward the room in the back. "I need to eat," were his final words before a door slammed shut. The disheveled woman wiped away some mascara and tried to regain her composure. She placed the "Next line, please" sign on the counter in front of her and retreated to the employee restrooms. Isaiah slapped his little brother on the back of the head. "Why'd you go and make that guy blow up for?" he said with a smirk. Simon just bugged his eyes out and sunk his head into his shoulders and rubbed the stinging from the blow. Back from her teller, their mother grabbed the boys by the wrists and dragged them out of the office without a word. They made their way past the roars of the elevated train and all the way back to Huntington Street before Isaiah noticed that his mom was wiping tears away. He tried to cheer her up. "Hey, Mom, guess what?" She shrugged off the weight of her thoughts and turned toward the boys. "My painting's going to be used in the mural," Isaiah continued. "Those people I was telling you about, they said that it's one of the best in the whole bunch." She used a tissue to rub her eyes, and she smiled at him. "That's real nice," she said. "Yeah, tomorrow I get to help them. I got out of class, too." The school's art teacher had applied for a grant from the city's mural arts program. They'd been learning all about Marc Chagall. Each student had made a painting based on the artist's work, knowing that a judge would choose the best as the basis of the mural for the wall in the schoolyard. Isaiah spent the rest of the walk going on about the details of his painting, while his mother simply smiled at him. Every once in a while, she'd respond with, "That's great." They made their way toward Gramps' house. As soon as she opened the door, she smelled that the cat had done something awful. She told the boys to run upstairs and wash up. Dinner that night was supposed to have been Gramps' asparagus and barbecued pork chops. When she saw her father pass out on the couch with a bottle between his legs, she knew it was up to her to whip something up. She pulled out anything she could, to shove in the microwave and set the timer for 5 minutes, then returned to the living room to begin kicking her father's feet. "What did I tell you?" she asked. He thought it was his dead wife talking and mumbled back, "Don't tell me what to do." His daughter took his bottle away and started to wake up. He opened his glazed eyes, pushed back his disheveled hair, and stared. "What are you doing?" he asked as he began looking for his shoes. "Making dinner? Don't tell me you can't smell that. Scribbles did something somewhere in here," she said. She began hunting with her nose. "Change your clothes, you stink." As Gramps crept away, she found where the cat had sprayed. Isaiah and Simon raced to the bottom of the stairs and saw that their mother had moved the sofa and was scrubbing the rug underneath. They about faced the kitchen and table, and Isaiah began divvying up chicken nuggets. Their mother wiped her brow with her forearm and pulled off yellow rubber gloves. "Don't forget, we have pudding in the fridge." Her sons were busy shoveling macaroni and cheese into their mouths. That night, after Isaiah had been kissed and tucked into the top bunk, he heard muffled shouting. "Don't you care about how the boys see you?" They see me just fine," he heard Gramps say. Simon was already snoring, so Isaiah sat up, crept down the bed's ladder, and sat by their bedroom door in an attempt to hear the conversation more clearly, just as the adults began to raise their voices. "I don't understand." "That's right, you don't understand, Rose. But I do. You think I don't know where you've been going at night? You're drunk. Mom always hated you like this. Go get whatever you need out there. The boys will be fine." They began to whisper, and Isaiah couldn't hear what they were saying for a long while. Eventually gave up and crawled back up into bed. As he drifted off, he imagined he heard kisses and promises. He never found out what was dreamt or heard for real. I'll stop there. That's it. Thanks.